Hey everybody, and welcome to Let's Look at Waking Mars. This is actually, it's not quite a new game, but it's also not an old game. I came to discover this one for the very first time in the Humble Android bundle that came out a couple of months ago. It had like Super Brothers Sword and Sorcery, EP, Splice, and Waking Mars was the original IP, the one within that bundle that I was unfamiliar with, and is now available on Steam. I believe it was actually greenlit, and if so, that is encouraging because this is definitely one of the best and most interesting greenlit games that I have played. It gives me a little bit of hope after what has been kind of a cynical month or 6 weeks for that platform. In any case, Waking Mars is essentially an exploration puzzle platformer, basically, but it's not a puzzle platformer in the sense of, you know, like a vessel or an unmechanical or what have I played recently?
Scanning.
A closure or a snapshot. Let's let these guys talk for a sec.
Exhibits no current biological activity. It may be a sessile remnant.
Left over from a deceased life form. Similar to a tree trunk, perhaps.
Yes.
Alright, so we are playing as that character on the left that you saw, that is Liang, and he is basically an astronaut participating in the first manned exploration of this cave on Mars. And on our way here, we've discovered a number of alien life forms. This is only about a half hour into the game, but we've discovered this plant right here, which produces seeds when it's wet. And we've also discovered this plant right here. I guess they might be animals. We haven't really discovered that yet. But this produces basically water droplets. So using these seeds and water droplets, we have been going around kind of, for lack of a better word, terraforming the area that we've come across so far. And what's actually really neat is that there's a lot of kind of experimentation that goes on in this game. I was just trying to see if maybe there was some kind of secret down here. We also have this jetpack we can use to navigate. So I've never seen this area before, so I don't know exactly what's going to happen here. Now we also come across all this kind of like fertile ground here that you can see.
From Octo Hardware. Here is the image from the camera module.
Okay, thank you, Art.
These could not be rock formations, could they? I know they all point upwards like stalagmites.
Please note this scale reference. It is likely this is a fighter.
But
Okay.
these are very large structures. Fascinating. Please indicate the location of this signal on my map, Art.
Okay, so we've also come across a lot of this fertile ground, and what we can do with this is actually kind of perform puzzles that will allow us to get more seeds. So as you can see, I have 1 green seed right now and 3 blue seeds. The blue seeds are basically, we can think of them as water droplets. So I'm going to plant this green seed just by chucking it down into this fertile ground here, and this should cause a green plant to grow. And then if I use water on the green plants here, it should give me 3 green seeds. So by doing this, we can essentially kind of like biogenerate a number of seeds for us that we can use in the future. I believe it will produce 3 seeds. I hope it doesn't just produce 1, otherwise basically there's no reason to produce this. There we go. So we got 2, and I think it might be asleep now. So we only get 2 seeds out of it, but that's okay. Similarly, by planting a blue seed, like, oh, that just broke it. By planting a blue seed, like so, this will create one of the water-generating plants, which will give us 3 water seeds. Also, if you look in the top right, this actually produces biomass as well, and by producing biomass, this will unlock gates that we come across in the game. So again, it's not a puzzle game. It's not a physics-based puzzle game, which a lot of games are. So these are going to be dormant now. Instead, it's more of a, almost like a traditional puzzle game, in the sense that every single puzzle is fairly similar. We're just trying to generate as much biomass as is humanly possible. So again, I'm just going to basically try to generate as many seeds as I can here, just to get built up. So I am out of red seeds now, but by watering these, and it says Cerebrain open. That means I didn't even notice this, but we must be trying to open a gate somewhere. So by coming down here, maybe I bypassed a gate that was on the right side. There should be 1 more seed here and 1 more seed here eventually as well. Yes, okay. Yes, maybe I bypassed a gate that was on the right side, so we'll probably go up and see that in a second. Now these reproduce more water droplets whenever you need them, essentially. So I think each one can only produce to a maximum of 3, but once it's given you 3, it turns off. But if you've used some of the ones that it's given you, you get more, if that makes any sense. So those are no longer dormant, and that worries me a little bit. Now, I should come down here just for a second and explain what it means when it says, like, research updated. We actually have kind of like a research journal that I can bring up here to look at. So these are phyta. Dormant Phyta awaken at biomass 2, which is what happened when I opened that cerebrain by reaching a certain biomass. Phyta are often encountered in a dormant state of remarkably low biological activity, which seems to have enabled them to survive hostile conditions, which in some cases last for billions of years. When the local environment reaches biomass 2, Phyta detect the increased habitability and awaken into their active state. A dormant phyte is collapsed into a tightly folded shape in order to minimize exposure. So these are animals, and we know something about them. Like, we know the abstract, we know their dormancy, we know their predation. Oh no, we need to see if they can be eaten. But also, we don't know too much about this. We need to learn about their diet and reproduction and other stuff by doing other research, by experimenting in the environment. So it's got this cool kind of, like, experimentation vibe going on where you kind of just, like, throw stuff at other stuff to see what happens and you get more research. Like, for example, this Hydronzoa, which is the one that produces the water. We've learned a lot about it basically just by interacting with it and seeing how it interacts with other ingredients. Anyway, so we're basically done with this. Let's just close our research menu now. And we'll come up here. I don't want to throw that, but I guess I'll go over here, get the seed. I don't know why I threw it by accident. By the way, this is all controlled with the keyboard and mouse. I haven't used the controller for this, but it seems like the kind of game the controller would work very well for. I'm going to try to throw Hydron atom at it, or ball at it, and it did something to it. And we can go back and check our research again. I'm just worried about going up to these guys because I'm worried they might be hostile, so we just totally caught that. Phyta prefer to be dry. A Phyta that becomes wet will engage in a drying ritual to shake water off its body. Okay. And now let's check out and see if the green seeds do anything. I've already botched this. Put it away. Okay. Oh, we can right-click to put it away. I had no idea, actually. Good to know. Oh, they're actually scared of me, it seems. Let's throw a seed at them and see what happens. Oh, that didn't do anything. Let's throw another one at them. Oh, it ate this one over here. And it caused it to become all weird and... Oh, we killed one. By accident with that spike. Okay, Phyta diet. What happened? Okay, be careful. What happened with the Phyta and their diet? Phyta reproduce asexually. After they eat, Phyta produce an egg which quickly hatches a mature new phyte. Okay, interesting. How about diet? They subsist by consuming the seeds from several of the Zoa class of life forms. Interesting to note. Okay, so we basically introduced this new mechanic here. These guys are freaking me out. We'll move on. That was probably where the cerebrain was, by the way, that we opened by reaching biomass 2.
The prior observation regarding organic matter is erroneous.
So apparently disregard everything I just said.
Despite an extensive period of inactivity, this previously unknown life form of Mars is able to exhibit measurable livelihood.
Art, do you have any settings to control the frequency of your dialogue?
I was going to ask the same thing.
I am currently in normal mode. There is also verbose and terse.
Thank you.
Alright, so there is kind of that, like, back and forth dialogue. There's other characters in the game. It's not just Liang and Art the computer. There's also Amani, who is kind of like mission control for us. But basically the premise of the game so far is we've done our, like, initial exploration, but now we have become lost thanks to some environmental change. Oh, that must already be mature. Some environmental changes that we are essentially causing in the environment here on Mars has basically made it so... that the environment, how many times am I going to say environment here, but like, basically, there's been a lot of acid clouds, and we're causing the acid clouds because mankind knows not what he deals with when he touches the environmental beast. There's the cerebrain that we need to open by reaching biomass 2, but how are we going to increase our biomass here? These things are sessile. Obviously, we need to, I wonder if I just throw water at this one. Didn't do shit, did it? No, it just kind of broke apart. We need to mess around with these things right here. I think what we actually might want to do is cause, like a spike to fall down on them. And in doing so, that would actually kill one, and I could start making some water and using that water to, actually hurt these guys. Or just to, fluoridate these guys. Oh no, it's actually working. Okay. Sometimes I get a little bit confused about what I'm doing here. Maybe I just missed with that earlier one. So we should be able to get some extra seeds here. So we did reach biomass 2 just by adding a little bit of water to these guys and made them more hydrated, which apparently increased their biomass. We caught some sweet passes here. Now these guys should be, yes, they are open because it is biomass 2. And with our 7 seeds, now we can just throw some seeds at them. They will produce eggs, and this should allow us to get to biomass 3, which will be that 3rd star there. And by reaching the 3rd star, we'll probably open that cerebrain and be able to move on. So this is a pretty characteristic example of the gameplay that I have experienced in Waking Mars so far. It's not necessarily revolutionary or world-shaking or anything like that. We're up to 90 now. But it is kind of interesting. It's certainly a little bit unlike any game I've ever played before. I don't know what we've done there. I guess I can just keep throwing seeds at these ones. It doesn't really matter if they've already been hit by a seed. They're just going to reproduce here. And actually, there's more seeds coming. Where did that one come from? Maybe these guys are still producing seeds over here. I had no idea. We'll just wait here for a second, see if maybe we can get another one. Okay, the cerebrain has opened because we reached the 3rd level of biomass. Oh, it was producing one more seed. Interesting. Yeah, like I said, it's not necessarily world-shaking gameplay, but it is kind of interesting, certainly. It's not just your standard physics-based puzzle platformer, which is for better or worse, depending on who you are, I guess.
Question?
Yes. Dr. Rhonda classifies my dialogue module as chatterbox. Also, is this the classification of Dr. Key?
You need not be concerned, Art. I should be worried for my survival. But instead, I find I appreciate the peacefulness of these caves. That is all.
Inquiry is resolved.
And the main strength, I think, of Waking Mars is, A, the jetpack and controls in general are just kind of satisfying. Like, it's nice to kind of just float around like this. It kind of reminds me of the things I liked about Defy Gravity, which was a game that was really... By the way, these are the acid clouds, so we really should not touch those. I didn't consider Defy Gravity all that good, but it was okay. But the physics in it were like really satisfying. Like the way you moved was really floaty and it felt just nice, basically. And that's something that I feel that Waking Mars has definitely captured as well. But also the kind of story of the game is reasonably interesting. It progresses logically, and the way it's presented is actually pretty slick. Like the art looks very nice, even blown up in full screen here, which you might not expect given that this is a port of a mobile game. Not a MOBA game, classic mistake. Now this is acidic soil, which means we can't use it for now, unless there's something else that we can grow in it. I don't know what these are, actually. Maybe if we try to hydrate these, something will happen. See? Oh, that didn't appear to do anything. Maybe I can just... Oh, I can walk over them. Okay.
This
You can
photograph
just
contains
walk
a
over it?
life form of Mars inside it. Alert! Scans suggest it can only be planted in certain types of terrain.
Alright, so now we have a plant that we can put in acidic terrain, which is good.
See the research log for more data.
I don't think that will be necessary. Art, man, there is a long and storied tradition of plucky robot sidekicks in sci-fi movies and games and other properties. So that'll be 3, I think, on our seed list here. As you can see, there's other seeds that I haven't gotten yet, but like I said, I'm still incredibly early on in the game here. So we're going to plant this acidic proto-cap that we have here. I guess it's going to be called a Prax. I'm okay with that, and we will see whatever this produces. It looks kind of horrifying. Let's check out our research. Success... Okay, we have to research all of this here. They're really heavy, so they've got a huge biomass. That's going to allow us to reach biomass 3, which will probably open the cerebrain for us. Oh, it's going to make us close anyway. Oh, no, it opened the cerebrain. Let's try to throw some extra water at them to see what happens. Oh, they attacked me, which is not good. Okay, we're going to get the F out of here. I don't like this. Get the hell out of here. Okay, as you can see, I have some health there, but that health will replenish, I think, when we enter, like, the next sector. Oh, maybe when you get something else. I don't know. I have had the health replenish. Let's try to throw a seed at this guy, see what happens. So it eats the seed, that distracts it, and I get out of here. Tossing behavior, is that good? Praxzoa engage in the remarkable practice of picking up loose objects within the range and throwing them. This response can be leveraged to distract the Praxzoa from making an attack. Beautiful, okay. So we're going to just use our #1 seeds here to run in through here. We also have vulnerabilities for the Praxzoa, which I will certainly look at. We're just trying to get to the exit safely on this one. So we might actually need to produce more seeds here. I don't think so. As long as I move reasonably quickly, I want that seed back. As long as I get these seeds back, I should be able to just continue on kind of ad infinitum here. But this is going to be kind of... Ooh, I hate things that look like this. What am I going to do here? Pick up the seed, you dingo. Oh, man, I need to go back. Run. Run, run, run. And I need to go quickly place, I think, maybe one of these as well as a... Actually, we can just do it this way. So we'll place one of these, fire a Floron, or I believe a Hydron at it, which should hydrate it and give me some extra seeds. Excellent. Okay, continue onwards, please, with the seedness. I would like some more. And we'll try to plant maybe one more up here. And then we can get another 2 or 3 out of it that way. I'm concerned about this, though. This is not an easy... This is probably the most technically difficult segment I've had to deal with so far. So I did produce 1 seed there. You might have missed it because I got it super quickly. Should be another one coming out any second now. There we go. So they've reached maturity, so we can't do anything about them now. There was like area down here. Or maybe I can go and get some other stuff that will make this easier on me. So let's try that out. So it's going to toss this. I'm just going to take this opportunity to break through here. Don't do it, Prax! Run. Okay, we got our seed back. There's more Prax down here. I don't want to break through segments because that really slows me down. I would rather just go around if possible, but there's nothing for us to do in there, really. Although if we planted a seed, we basically get 2 seeds for free, but it's okay. They're both going to go for these ones. So I'm going to quickly try to break this. Break it! Jump, Liang! Okay, we got our seed back. A little bit low on health, though, which I do not appreciate. Now, here's what I'm thinking for this one. I wonder if we can just distract it by, like, constantly producing seeds. Excuse me. I was trying to plant that. Okay, so we'll just keep, like, seeds constantly flowing here. And maybe it'll absolutely love it. By the way, I should look at vulnerabilities. Praxoa can be damaged or destroyed by significant impacts or conditions of extreme temperature or alkalinity. They are not damaged by acids or explosions. So there's not much I can do about that. Except unless I had, like, a crazy collision. There we go. So just constantly keep this Prax distracted. I'm gonna die here, probably. Very close. Get the seed! Eat the seed, Tina! Okay. Just come in through here. Is this the exit? Please tell me this is the exit. Oh, I got hit by acid. Is that the exit? That's not the exit. We can make our way up here. This is the most difficult segment of the game I've encountered by far so far. Before this, I was basically like, oh, you know, this is like a cool, casual platformer style. Not so, apparently. There's some seriously intense shit that goes down.
Please be wary. Of the known Zoa, Prax contribute the most biomass, and are the only Zoa that grow in acidic terrain.
Of course. I did not mean to imply that the Prax are not useful, nor that I should never plant them.
Alert! Praxoa are capable of providing death to humans and deactivation to computer hardware with biting attacks.
You're telling me.
Exactly. That is the balance to consider.
As I would say, it is some risk-reward going on here. Let's go into the next area. I'm sure Art's going to have some dialogue, so I don't want to get started on too much of a tangent before we get in here. Oh, maybe not. But yeah, as I was saying before we encounter the Praxoa, the main strength, I think, of Waking Mars is that it's got this really kind of cool and slick presentation style. Voice acting is very professionally done, much more professional than a lot of, like, non-greenlit games I've seen, which is perhaps a little bit surprising. But the guys at Tiger Style have done a very good job here in producing an interesting and I think an engaging product. I've enjoyed my time with it so far. I'm not sure how long the game is, and I'm not sure if I'm intending to totally finish it, but that's largely just because I have a lot of other games to play. But that being said, I've had a good time with my time with Waking Mars so far, and again, positive for Greenlight for sure. So this Praxoa is gonna get up here. I don't know. Oh, that actually activated the other, the Phyta here. And the Prax actually eats it, which is bad for biomass, but that caused it to spit out another seed. Okay, and then the Phyta is going to eat the seed. This is a very weird setup we got going on here. I want to see it, but I also don't want to get too close. So then it spit out an egg, and the egg contains just a normal Phyta, I hope. Okay. Now I kind of want to send the Phyta over here to be predated. I don't like getting close to these guys, though, because they freak me out the way they jump. Okay, so get close. Oh, eat him. Eat him. Okay, good. So I need this to happen, because this is going to produce the acidic seeds for me that I can plant on that acidic terrain, which allows me to essentially have a ton of biomass here. So just in doing this alone, this should be enough to get us to the 3rd level of biomass, because this will produce 40 once it actually grows up there. I don't want to get too close, of course. I'm just going to rely on it actually happening. There we go. So the Cerebrain opens, and we've made it through. I'm not sure how much more I'm going to play here. I would love to get some extra health. We're probably reaching close to the end of the 2nd chapter here. The game is subdivided into chapters, which appear to be, you know, 20 minutes to a half hour in length. The first chapter is the only one I've completed so far, so there might be some differences there.
Art, what are these structures?
They are an order of Zoa characterized by extreme largeness. We will call them Megazoa.
So, they are alive.
Yes, these Megazoa feature extraordinary physical durability for organic matter. We will call this exact species of Megazoa Calamitosea. Attempt to scan their interior for more data.
I'm not sure how I'm going to do that. Investigate the interior of a Megazoa. Okay. How? Perhaps there is a way to get inside one of them over here? Get out of my way, Fighter. Not in the fucking mood. I wonder if I could throw... Let's throw water at it. Doesn't do shit. I could plant some seeds. There's a Cerebrain. It's an interesting predicament we've gotten ourselves into here. I'm probably gonna die at some point. Oh, there are some Florons I can use here. But how am I gonna do this? Because I can't get through here. There's really only something for me to do on the other side. So there's Phyta over here. Oh, there's fertile ground. Okay, so we'll plant a seed on some fertile ground here, which will allow us to... And there's acidic ground, too. Believe you me, I know that we need to get that acidic ground. So this should produce some seeds for me. Maybe not. Maybe we have to hydrate it first. Still a little fuzzy on that mechanic. I should probably read my research. There we go. Now it's producing seeds. I don't know what, by the way, these tiny water droplets do for us. I'm not sure if eventually, if we got like 100 of those, it would replenish the Floron that we used. Or the Hydron, sorry. I don't know why I keep saying Floron. To get that. Now we can... Oh, you know what we can do? We can use these Hydrons to turn off the acid temporarily. And maybe in doing so, that will cause this to work out better for us. With this not being acidic, perhaps we'll be able to get inside. I'm gonna guess not. Okay, so that's back to Acid Town. I could always feed these guys seeds. Or maybe when we reach like biomass whatever, this thing will just open up, potentially. Maybe we reach like biomass 3 or something. I doubt it, but we'll see. It's gonna take us a long time to get there, though. That's the problem. I wonder if I can rehydrate... Oh, I died, I think. Nope, just took a nasty spill. Rehydrated that, so we should be able to get some more seeds, thus producing more and more Phyta. We're up to 210, but we still need to get another 25. This might take us a little while here. Oh, I got 2 seeds from that. Okay. So let's feed this one and this one. What's going on here? What the heck is this thing? It doesn't look like a normal Phyta. I think. Maybe it's super pregnant or something. I don't know. So there's another opportunity to hydrate this one, to pick up some extra seeds. There's 1. And 2. I'm just interested to see what happens with these Calamitosea. Or Calamitosea. And then I'll probably stop the video. But, you know, the game does do a good job of encouraging a certain sense of wonder, I have to admit. That's why I'm still here. And why I enjoy this game, and in general would recommend this game. When I played it on the Android, I didn't think it was that impressive, largely because the game had a lot of technical issues. First off, it made my phone super hot. It ate the battery life like crazy, because this is a good-looking game. And it had technical issues, like it froze all the time when I first met the alien plants, which was a real problem. But I'm glad I gave it a second chance on the PC, because it's, you know, inventive, unique, and fairly slickly presented. It's not the most engaging game I've ever played in my entire life, but it is certainly... without a doubt, interesting. And I think proof of concept that indeed green light can be used for decent titles sometimes and not just, you know, gimmicky zombie games or whatnot. So that should open the Cerebrain or the Megazoa once these hatch. Okay, so we're up to 235. Cerebrain is opened. We'll take this extra seed. And I guess we'll just stop it there. I was kind of hoping to get inside of one of these things, but there is no pause menu, so to speak. If I hit escape, we'll just bring this up, and you can tell that this is a... mobile port because it has the exit app button there. But don't let that fool you. Don't let the fact that this is greenlit and greenlight games have a tendency to be, or at least the history there is for them to just be a little bit mediocre. This game is good, and don't let the fact that it's a mobile port sway you either. This is a very interesting game. I believe it's going for $10. It might be 15. I definitely should have checked that before I started, but this is a game that is well worth your time, and if you like what you see, you're into this kind of like exploration style platforming stuff, you might be worth the price for you as well. For most people, I would probably recommend waiting for a sale, but if you like what you see, definitely make sure to pick this up on Steam. I will put a link in the video description to check it out on the Steam store if you are interested. But in any case, this has been Waking Mars. Big ups to Tiger Style Games for producing, you know, in the second last week of December here, what has probably been the best Greenlight game that I played all year. As always, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time.